gentlemen, to the internet's only email reading podcast, M-Class Email.
Is that true?
No, I'm Jeff.
I'm Josh.
And you might know us from M-Class Podcast, the sister podcast all about Star Trek. This one's sort of all about Star Trek as well. Maybe you'll like it.
It's about Star Trek. It just is.
We read your emails and, I guess, react to them. Because we don't always give answers.
It's like an audio version of a reaction vid. Oh god, we're gonna get sued by those assholes.
Oh my god, the Fine Brothers are here. They're in my house. They're hitting me with sticks.
They're beating me with the pool noodle.
Our first email is from Fed.
The Feds? Oh,
and
fuck.
It is entitled, No More M-Class Email. Perfect time to send an email.
It's working. A reverse psychology advertising.
We brought it back just for that. I'd like to point out before I get into this email that there are several hidden messages in the same way that Romulans send hidden messages where like certain letters are bolded. However, they say Hardy Hair is dead. Buy Hack on Itch, get a free copy on Steam.
This is subliminal as fuck.
And several other things like that. So they're all nice.
Is there also a picture with like what do they used to do? Like pictures, like they would put like dicks and shit in them, so people would buy shit. What was like old advertising? They would put shit in like the picture.
Yeah, they'd have like one frame of like a delicious frosty drink, or like one frame of like a donut or something to get you to buy it.
Like I want it now.
Hardy Hair is not dead, and you can find out more about his adventures at inksburg.com.
I knew that. Everybody knows that.
Greetings from the past. Big fan of the Golden Griffin on the Enterprise from TAS here.
What's that?
The Birdman from the animated series.
Oh, I was okay. Lieutenant Golden Griffin. Got it.
His name is just Griffin, like the normal person's name.
It's Griff, like the name Griff, and then just on.
I started going through the backlog sometime late June. The backlog of episodes, I mean. Blasting through those logs. Currently an email away from the vaunted Inner Light episode. I'm looking forward to it. I saw the Worlds Within Worlds episode about it where Paul spit out some really blue water. I don't know what the fuck that means.
He always does that.
He just spits out water a lot?
He's like Aquaman. Like not the Aquaman, like an Aquaman.
He's an Aquaman. Okay.
He's an Iceman, clearly.
I think what convinced me to finally give this podcast a chance was seeing Josh's quite masterfully executed advertisement in the Goofy's Funhouse episode for like the 5th time.
It worked! It worked! Why aren't I doing this every episode?
Just put it in all of it.
Shit, now I gotta write a note for myself so I remember.
Also the Daranos OGOC episode. That was a good one. That was a really good one.
That was fun.
Also, the thumbnail for the newest episode around that time depicted Josh being injected with good Star Trek episodes.
I don't remember that one.
It was the one where I was a Borg.
Oh, yeah.
And I had like a big needle arm that said good Star Trek episodes. I listened to all email episodes at like 2 times speed. You get used to it. What the fuck? Why?
That's weird. I sound so weird right now. Weird.
I feel like I'm the denizen of some distant planet where the transmissions from Satellite M took a year or 2 to reach me. But now I'm finally getting them.
Welcome.
But that's probably not how subspace transmissions work.
I think it's pretty, like, immediate. It's like quantum. Subspace is like a quantum level.
Yeah.
And, like, quantum entanglement is immediate, right?
That's more of a radio broadcast kind of deal, like in that Scooby-Doo movie. Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders. 2000 direct-to-VHS, last film with Mary Kay Bergman as Daphne, R.I.P.
Damn, that's a lot of really good information I did not know.
I'm
not being sarcastic.
He put in quotations, how interesting.
That's awesome.
He knew. I never got the chance to watch Star Trek in any of its iterations. Sadly, the first JJ movie was, and probably still is, the only first-hand exposure to Star Trek. Aside from maybe catching an episode of TNG on Sci-Fi every now and then.
You've lived a horrible life.
You need to get some good Star Trek episodes injected into you ASAP, dude.
Yeah, you need that Borg needle. You need it.
Uh-oh.
Don't use it after I did, though. You don't know where I've been.
Oh, God, I do. You definitely don't want to use it.
At least put it in an autoclave. Preferably get another one.
I don't have any subscriptions to any streaming services, so these fuck-ridden, rambling secondhand descriptions provided by you two will have to do. I love them.
Fuck-ridden secondhand ramblings.
That's us.
Why didn't we name the podcast that?
I think M-Class Podcast is a pretty good name, don't you?
I do too.
It's a much better name than Original Characters, spelled OGOC. I just still don't know why I did that.
Fun. OGOC sounds like at any moment like a California guy is gonna show up and say, "Hey, I'm from the OGOC. You want to make out?"
OGOC stands for Original Characters, by the way.
It's like ATM machine.
I never got the chance. Oh, he already said it. Sorry this email was so long, but to be fair, it's like 30-something episodes worth of email. I hope they still use emails in the future when this gets read, if it gets read. I hope you guys don't die. I have to catch up and find out. I won't try and make any fun and timely M-Class references because almost everything I've heard so far was from the year 2018, and you guys probably won't recognize them. We don't recognize stuff that people tell us from the last episode we did.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember, like, anything. Once you read, like, 10 emails, I don't remember. I remember some of it.
I remember them Rich Masters emails.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say I don't remember them with perfect clarity, which is why I need some version of it. Like, on a table.
Josh has, like, smoked away most of his brain cells.
Yeah, there's, like, only so much, like, memory that I have, and, like, there's a lot of shit in there. Like, there's so much shit.
It's true. Brain. He's been alive for, like, 80 years. Oh, 2 zingers in a row? Has Jeff grown a backbone? No. Hail the Josh Henderson Satan's Collection. Signed, Fed.
Yeah, everyone loves the Satan's Collection.
The Satan's Collection was probably the high point of the show.
That was Halloween, right? We did the Satans.
Yeah. I don't know what we're going to do this Halloween.
Oh, God, we got to find, like, Rumpelstiltskins?
That was in the Satan's Collection.
Yeah, but we just do it again.
Our next email is from fellow podcaster Asterios Kokonos.
Hey!
And it is entitled, Here's Some Content for M-Class Email. A bunch of old letters to Starlog.
Nice.
Which is an old fan magazine about Star Trek.
Yeah.
He writes, Hey Jeff and Josh, I'm pretty much the biggest fan of you guys ever. Love M-Class, Pretend Friends, and I even started listening to OGOC recently.
Oh yeah, we're getting there.
Hell yeah, like fucking you're listening to the 3 best podcasts, so.
Those are the only 3.
On the internet, even yours doesn't exist, just ours.
Yep. Sorry.
I know you're having trouble sourcing emails for your show, so I had an idea. Why not answer ancient questions and letters from old Usenet boards, message boards, or even Starlog?
What?
Here's the first letter from Starlog issue 10, December 1977. Nice. It is entitled Self-Defense Course.
Okay.
What does one say or do when constantly ridiculed for an interest in sci-fi and in fantasy? I constantly get mocked by my friends because of my comic books, monster magazines, and the like. My ethics teacher made a fool out of me in front of the class because I had a Star Trek poster book. Please, I need some verbal ammo to strike back at these people.
Wow.
Signed, Fred Gilmore Jr., St. Albans, New York.
That's mean.
What do you got, Josh? What do you do?
I don't know if my advice would be good.
What do you do when your ethics teacher dunks on you because of your Star Trek poster book? What do you say?
I'd have been like, you're a fucking ethics teacher. That's not even a real fucking thing. You're nobody. Nobody gives a shit.
Like, you're an ethics teacher and you're doing some real unethical shit right now.
I wouldn't even say that. I'd be like, man, ethics is fucking stupid. This is nebulous as fuck. Your job's a joke. And then I'd get an A. He'd have been like, that was a test.
He wouldn't have been. He would have fucking cried. What's some verbal ammo to strike back? Just fucking strike back physically. It's 1977. Who's gonna stop you?
No one's gonna arrest you.
Just fucking beat up your ethics teacher. Like, who's gonna stop you?
Yeah, man. I you know what? Fuck it. I agree. Yeah, fuck it.
According to Starlog, this is the response. Unfortunately, your problem is not unique. People often have a tendency to ridicule something they fear, don't understand, or have no knowledge of.
Oh god, what did a Vulcan write this?
Science fiction is, at times, disregarded as being something less than an art form. Yet, some of the greatest thinkers in history have their places in the sci-fi field. Plato, Mercier, Lucian,
Oh, this is
Kepler,
not how you handle this situation.
Sir Francis Bacon, Sir Thomas More. God, this goes on.
You're just gonna get made fun of so hard if you say this.
Yeah. No, authors such as Poe, Melville, Hawthorne, Balzac, Stevenson, and Edward Everett Hale loved sci-fi.
Did you just
That's what
say
you say.
Balzac?
Yeah, Balzac. Balzac.
Balzac? The art philosopher? What was it? I don't know who Balzac was.
He was
I
a
should.
writer.
He was a writer?
Yeah.
Okay. His
In
name is
this,
Balzac.
in this century alone, minds such as Huxley, Orwell, Lewis, Rand, and Burgess have penned such classic novels as Brave New World, Atlas Shrugged? Nah, come on.
No, don't. That one's not applicable anymore.
Okay, fucking Plato was often regarded as being nothing more than a dreamer. He was probably picked on by at least one ethics teacher too, wink wink.
Yeah, but he was also Plato, and people, like, sent their princely sons to go learn from him and shit.
Hey, maybe one day, when Fred Gilmore Jr. of St. Albans, New York was older, people sent their princely sons to him to learn.
We should look up Fred Gilmore Jr. and ask him how his life went, and if Starlog changed
He
it
became
forever.
an ethics teacher, and he's fucking dunks on students now to get back.
The cycle continues.
Here's another great question from issue 11, January 1978.
Okay, I don't know where I was that day.
It is, wow. It is
I wasn't
entitled
alive,
Trek
so.
Bigots.
Ow!
And it begins.
That's harsh ass fucking words, dude.
I recently attended the Star Trek convention at the Statler Hilton Hotel in New York. It was very well run, as usual, and a lot of fun. But something
As
happened that really
usual.
bothered me. During a question and answer period, someone invariably asked Scotty, Uhura, etc. what they thought of Space 1999. This was always followed by a chorus of boos, hisses, and groans. Once I stood up and proclaimed myself to be a fan of the show. I was deeply hurt when I received the same treatment.
Yeah, that was dumb.
You knew they were already booing and hissing.
Yeah.
What did you think?
That was not... I mean, what did you want? Would you want them to clap for you, guy?
No one in the fandom is a bigger Trek fan than I am. I was skeptical of Space 1999 myself when it first came on, fuming that it wasn't Trek instead.
You know what's funny?
But
Nobody even knows what that is anymore.
The only reason I know is because Comet, the sci-fi B-movie station, plays
Yeah.
it. That's the only reason I know.
I've never seen it. I have no idea.
It got somebody sort of famous on it that I don't fucking remember.
Is it Face from Battlestar Galactica and A-Team? He was in everything.
No, it's not him. Sadly.
Space 1999.
It's fucking the guy, the fucker. What's his name? Martin Landau.
Oh, Martin Landau. Yeah. You know what's funny about that title? I lived in both of those things, Space and in 1999.
Oh yeah, me too.
Cool.
Shit, we're like not Trek bigots now. Awesome.
No, we're free-thinking, not bigots. I don't know what a not bigot is.
An unbigot.
Unbigot.
Because I gave the show a chance and I liked it for what it was doing. For itself. It had something to offer. My point is that Star Trek fans have always been open-minded and receptive to new ideas. Sure, space wasn't Trek, but it wasn't supposed to be. What happened to the IDIC concept we're all supposed to keep in mind? We Trekkers owe Space 1999 a debt of gratitude for bringing science fiction to the attention of TV producers who don't know what's going on with their audiences. Shooting down the show and people at convention isn't right. All I want is for Space and Trek fans to treat each other with the respect that both shows deserve. Signed, Janice A. Carlson of Old Bridge, New Jersey.
Janice A. Carlson is sounding like a YouTube comment. She was ahead of her time.
The thing is, Janice from 1978, a lot of those people who were booing and hissing probably actually like Space 1999.
Yeah, they were just at a Star Trek convention, so you have to, like, have a team, right?
Yeah, the reason they're booing and hissing is because it's a joke. It's like a fun little game. It's not because they hate the show.
Right. Yeah, she was upset. She took it a little personally because she herself likes Space.
I fucking love Space 1999. Y'all can kiss my ass. That's what she said when she stood up.
I don't know if people from Old Bridge, New Jersey say y'all, but you know.
You kiss my fucking ass.
Kiss my grits.
And everybody went boo. She was like, fuck you, fuck you.
I hate grits. I like biscuits better.
It was like Jerry Springer show, like, fuck you, boo. And they're like booing, boo. Y'all don't know me. Y'all don't know me. Space 1999 is good. Y'all don't know me.
She whipped out some IDIC. That's cool.
Yeah.
She was really heated about this.
She like loved Space 1999. And the thing is, that show sucks.
That show's terrible. I have never seen it, but it looks awful.
Here's the basic premise of Space 1999. They have a moon base on the moon, but they also dump all their fucking radioactive waste on the moon. And then it gets ignited, and the moon flies through space, and they're lost on a moon flying through space.
Yeah, it sounds dumb. Yeah, I'm not. No, yeah. First of all,
it's not a bad show. Like the writing isn't bad. Like I watched one episode that was pretty Star Trek-y, and a couple other ones that were okay. But like, the concept is so dumb.
Yeah. It sounds like did you ever watch the Stargate Prometheus? I think that's
no, I've only seen SG-1 and Atlantis.
It's kind of similar to what you just said about Space 1999, but they're on like a ship, and the ship like travels to different gateways. Like, and I think there's like the closer they get to like gateways, the gateway on the ship opens, and they go down and like explore the gateway on that planet or whatever.
Oh,
that sounds like
I know that show. Yeah,
it sounds like that premise, which is kind of a cool premise. So that show was on for like two seconds.
Does that show have a Commander Jack O'Neill on it?
No, he's not in it anymore.
Well, I know that, but like Atlantis has a knockoff of him. He's like a black-haired version of him that's a little younger.
It might be a woman. And the scientist guy is sort of like a Gaius Baltar from Battlestar. But not as interesting or
not
good.
As evil.
He's not as evil, yeah. I like how she said that they're bigots. That's a harsh. I wouldn't say that
bigots.
I wouldn't call them bigots. I don't think they're bigots.
I think owing your allegiance to a property over another, like this is like the be all end all, and like fuck other things in that same genre is really stupid. So I agree with Janice there.
Yeah, I agree with that too. But
I think they were probably just having a good time.
Yeah. Yep.
And the last letter we have is from issue 7, August 1977, and it's an open-ended topic. Maybe you can riff on what you'd want to see on a Trek stamp. Example. Example: a double-dicked Klingon peeing on a wall, or an exocomp bravely marching to its death.
I love exocomps. I have exocomp pets in STO.
Do you?
Yeah, I have a bridge officer. Like, there's like a system of like sending your officers to do quests for you, and one of them's a exocomp.
That's cool. The title of this message to Starlog is Trek Commemorative, which doesn't have the bite that Trek Bigots does, but still.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we should do instead of Trek Boys from now on. Trek Bigots! Every year, the U.S. Postal Service puts out a number of various commemorative stamps as salutes to a myriad of people, places, and things. Why not recognize Star Trek with a commemorative stamp? Join us now and write to Postmaster General, U.S. Postal Service, Washington, D.C. 20260.
They're writing to the Postmaster General? This guy's going to be like, what are these Trek bigots sending me this shit for? I'm
trying to watch Space 1999.
Have they ever seen Space 1999? It's clearly better.
This signed Don Adkins of Moore, Oklahoma.
I'm from Less, Oklahoma.
So what would you put on a Star Trek commemorative stamp?
I think that these people are like ahead of their time in a lot of ways. Like,
Oh yeah.
I don't think in 1977 Star Trek was becoming popular again. Like, it was quiet for a while, and then people started bringing it back. Like, these are the people who brought it back, right?
Yeah, we wouldn't have Star Trek if it wasn't for Don Adkins of
Right,
Oklahoma.
exactly. And I think it's interesting that he is like thinking about Dawn.
Yeah, it's
Dawn.
Dawn.
Oh, sorry. Dawn, not Don. Okay.
Yeah.
Her name's Dawn, idiot. But like, I don't think we're at like putting things on stamps yet, right? Not in '77, because like.
Oh, actually,
movie's not
maybe,
even out
because the response is wonderful idea. Star Trek fans have proven they can accomplish almost anything when they launch a full effort.
But what would you put on the
short
stamp?
of an official government stamp, collectors will be interested in the new Star Trek stamp album and stamp packets advertised for the first time anywhere on page 69 of this issue.
Yeah,
That's the sex number.
Not for Klingons. For Klingons, it's like 169, which is 13 squared. There's some math for you.
Oh shit, Josh, you just blew my fucking mind right then. I thought you were just naming a random number. It turned out you're a fucking mathematician.
I just memorized all the squares up to 15.
It's 138. 69 times 2.
No, 13 times 2.
No,
13 times 13. Sorry, 13 times 13.
Klingon 69 is 69 times 2, which is 138.
But we don't know if they have. All right, now we're talking about this. We don't
know if the ladies have 2 vaginas.
Yeah, we
or
don't know
not.
if they have 2 vaginas.
Do they have a redundant vagina? Have we seen a lady piss 2 streams against a wall?
Or have we seen a lady give birth to 2 babies at once? That would
And they
also
both just come out one vagina.
at the same. Wow.
That's
Oh, wow.
a fucking like sex ed class video that I'm gonna be
Oh
skipping.
no, I'm skipping that day. I'm gonna stay home. I'm gonna watch Space 1999 at home that day.
You put Martin Landau on a stamp.
And call it, just put Star Trek under.
Put the Star Trek logo in the background with Martin Landau.
It's
on
like
it.
that famous stamp that the plane is upside down. It'll be worth millions.
Yeah.
The
They'd be
Jenny.
like,
It's
what-
called the
why is
Jenny.
Martin Landau on this? Was he on a sci-fi show I've never heard of?
I love how their character, their actor to carry this vehicle is Martin Landau.
Yeah, his wife plays the chief medical officer as well, like his real wife, and she's
Wow, they
also
really
his
were.
wife
They
on the
really were
show.
stealing from Star Trek. That is exactly what happened in Star Trek.
Yeah,
I mean,
Kirk's
Roddenberry-
real wife, Bones.
No,
was-
Roddenberry wasn't in it, but his wife was the medical person.
That's true. Way to go, Martin Landau, you fucking thief. I'm sorry, I'm being a real Trek bigot right now. I need
Stop
to
being
calm
a
down on
Trek
this.
Maybe that's what we call spacism from now on. Trek bigotry.
bigotism.
Yeah,
Don't be a Trek bigot.
yeah, you're being a Trek bigot.
Spacism and Trek
What would
bigotry.
you put on a stamp in 1977? There's nothing stamp worthy.
Spock. You put Spock on that shit.
Would it be like a painting of him? Would it be like
Yeah.
him on the show?
It would be the Mona Lisa, but Spock.
All right, I'm into this. I would buy that. And stamps in 1977 were like -3 cents.
Yeah, they paid you to take them.
Yeah, you got 3 cents for every stamp you wanted.
I don't know when the first Star Trek stamp was. Let's see how close Dawn was. First Star Trek.
I bet it was right. I'm gonna guess after the first movie. I bet you they did some of this shit.
Oh, shit. I don't know. That's actually a really hard thing to search for.
First Star Trek stamp.
Yeah, it's what I searched. It's not
Here we
happening.
go. Sorry, I burped. Oh god, yeah. There's because they've done so many of them now.
Yeah,
right?
they released
Yeah.
in 2016 a new one
Yeah,
even.
99. There was some. Holy shit! Yeah, there's tons.
It
now.
might be 99, honestly.
It could be
Which would be
That's a-
crazy.
20 years later. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fucking nuts. Sorry, Dawn.
She had to
Hopefully
wait
you live to
13
see that.
She had to wait 13 squared years for that shit to come.
She had to wait Klingon 69 years for that to go on. Asterios, if you have any more of these that you'd like to send
These are
us,
great.
He sent us the archive, but I'd love for him to curate some
he should
for us.
pick some, please. Yes, please.
Because these are really great, so I trust your judgment in picking more of them.
These are fun.
And he finishes, if you like this idea, I'll send more. I'm on my lunch right now, so I gotta bail. Peace and thanks for the laughs.
Lunch? Ugh.
Ugh. Who eats lunch?
Glenside.
Thanks for the email, Asterios. That was really fucking fun, so I appreciate it. Our next email is from Captain V.
What? Veger?
Veger's sent us an email. It's entitled, Maybe the True DS9s Were the Friends We Made Along the Way.
Oh my god.
Dearest Trek dudes, ignoring the more obvious a black captain, not in my Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
Could the reason they don't promote Cisco to captain be because of him being at Wolf 35911, and it's because of PTSD and survivor's guilt, and they're afraid he might lose his mind over hearing weapons go off? I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, they wouldn't give him in like space. It's
like in universe, the reason why he's a commander is because he's the head of a starbase.
Yeah, commanders are like in operational charge of starbases. Captains are not.
Captains are in charge of ships. That's like you have to have a ship to be a captain. That's
Ships
why he becomes a captain after he gets the Defiant.
Ships are more powerful than starbases in terms of like. They require a lot more responsibility because you could just fly up to a planet and like destroy it if you really went crazy, right?
Man, you'd have to be playing a fucking long con on that one to go through all the training, go through every rank to get the captain and be like commander and be like, blow that fucking planet up. I hate Bajor. Blow it up.
Wait till we get to some Eddington shit. He does it.
It's true. That's true.
He does it. He's a butthole.
Also, how does Josh feel about Tom Paris being a captain in Star Trek Online? Apparently, I don't get to have an opinion about this.
It's fine. I enjoy all of those stories. I don't have a problem with any of those. I think it's fun. You get to do like a cool fly through asteroids mission with him. Like,
but does he deserve to be captain?
I don't think he was going to be in the game if they didn't make him a captain. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense that he is. I mean, this is like later. Like, it's fine that he is. I don't care.
Janeway just goes straight to fucking like admiral.
Yeah, she gets like super
I guess
promoted.
Everybody gets promoted.
Yeah, she gets like
Kim's probably
immediately
still
promoted.
an ensign.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even mind Harry Kim being the captain. He's
a captain? Way to go.
Yeah. And he, like, his character's better than Paris's is in the game. Like, he's more interesting.
Well, that's awesome.
To be around. Paris is a little, I mean, like, his daughter is, like, a part of a lot of missions. Like, the Klingons steal her because she's, like, some sort of Klingon, like, savior in their prophecy or something, which I think is in the show. I think they talk about that in the show.
Oh, yeah? She's, like, 1/3 Klingon.
Yeah, it's something I think they... God, I might be butchering this.
I don't guess Klingons are into blood purity. That would make them, like, a different type of villain, I think.
Yeah, no, they don't really care about that. It's all has to do with, like the sun. They're like superstitious, right? They're like, oh, these stars were aligned, and this is why. You know, it's something like that. It's fine. I think it's. I always enjoy it. He's only there for like a little bit. Like you're not spending a lot of time with him.
That's good. As little time as possible with Tom Paris, right?
Yeah.
He finishes out the email by saying, "Live long and go fuck yourself." Captain V, totally not a random tactical officer somewhere of the USS, totally not a dumpster with nacelles glued to it.
Wow. That sounds safe.
We learned a lot about Captain V just then.
Captain Veger.
Our next email is from Lieutenant Joe. And
what do you know, Lieutenant Joe?
Oh, God. It's entitled Long Time No See Mail.
Oh my God.
Dear Trek boys.
Trek boys.
Trek bigots.
Trek bigots.
I haven't written to you guys in a long time, so I figured it was time to throw my metaphorical hat back into the hypothetical ring.
Wow.
I'd like to ask you two what you think about Quentin Tarantino making a Star Trek movie.
Is he still doing that? I don't think he is.
I have been seeing articles about him still not being 100% committed as of this writing, and the idea is still very strange to me.
I don't like. That's one of those things where to me it feels like when they announced that Heath Ledger was going to be the Joker, and everyone was like, "What?" Like I remember being like, "Why?" And then it was great.
It would be like if when they announced Heath Ledger was the Joker and everybody was like, why like that? But then he did an interview where he was like, yeah, it's going to be just like my romantic lead characters. I'm going to bring all my romance from my movies to it.
Right. Yeah.
Because Quentin Tarantino is like, this is going to be a hard R Star Trek with a lot of cursing in it.
That's a good point. Yeah. It would either be very good or very terrible. I don't think there would be any other way. Like, somehow he would do it. What's that?
I can agree with that for sure. Yeah, like, if he's like a really big Star Trek fan, I could see him, like, pulling, like, a, what's his name? The Family Guy.
Seth MacFarlane.
MacFarlane. I could see him pulling a Seth MacFarlane one. He just comes out of the gate with, like, a really fucking loving, deep Star Trek story.
But if it doesn't land, it could be one of the stupidest things of all time.
If he's just doing it because it's like matching a director up with a story and he doesn't really have a passion for it, he just wants to make one of his own movies.
Yeah.
Then that's a horrible match. It's not gonna work.
Yeah. I mean, I hope he doesn't do it just because I don't really care. I think he's got other shit he wants to do. Or maybe he doesn't. Who even knows what that guy wants, right? Like, he's weird.
That's true. He wants feet. I know that.
Well, besides feet.
He did a movie. There's a movie coming out by him, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, it's about, like, Sharon Tate and, like, fucking Manson and shit, which is, like...
Yeah, the advertisements are not making it seem like that.
Yeah, well, the end of the end of the trailer is like, I'm Sharon Tate, and then you're like, wait, what?
Wait a second,
what is going to happen in this fucking movie? But maybe it's one of his alternate timelines, like maybe Manson, maybe like a bunch of dudes go kill Manson, right? Like, who knows?
I mean, he like they have a dude in it playing Bruce Lee who is doing the best Bruce Lee impression I've ever seen in my life.
It almost looks like they like put Bruce Lee over the guy. Like, that's. I mean,
they may have actually done that.
They may have done that.
You only see quick shots of it, but it's really cool.
Yeah, his Bruce
Probably
Lee is
not
great.
Star Trek though, right?
I mean, I wouldn't say that he would do a good job, but I don't know. I've been wrong sometimes, I guess.
He continues, I love Tarantino movies and have always thought of him as a great director and writer, but the possibility of him doing Trek just seems like a bad match to me.
Yeah.
His films, while amazingly written and full of great action and tension, never seem to have the one thing I want most out of Trek, and that's great themes.
Mm-hmm.
He always seems to focus on how film can tell you a story in its own way, rather than on storytelling itself as a means of conveying universal themes.
That's a great point.
It's true, actually.
Tarantino tells Tarantino stories, which a lot of times are just what anybody else. They're more like a novel, like an old Russian novel where you're just reading all these like things, but he's a master at it. So you're like enthralled by people just talking to each other. And but maybe that would work in Star Trek. Like, I don't know. Ah, man, now I'm thinking maybe it would work.
It depends on how he like bends his energy, right? Like,
right.
If the movie starts out Reservoir Dog style, where like they're sitting around a table just like cursing about modern pop culture,
stupid.
that would be shit.
That would be dumb, yeah.
But if he uses that type of energy of like real characters having real conversations and like filters it through a Star Trek lens,
filter, yeah, that might be great. It might be amazing. But I agree that I don't think it on paper it doesn't look good. Like, it doesn't look like it would work, right?
Mm-hmm. Like, he says this is fine and even good for some movies, but for Trek, I can't really say.
Yeah.
At most, I think he would make a really fun voyage home type movie, although the R rating makes that also seem a bit far-fetched. Long story short, I don't want Into Darkness 2, Advanced Darkness. Thank you, peace and long life, Lieutenant Joe of the USS Thermopylae.
Lieutenant Joe, if you haven't, go watch... Bad Times at the El Royale. It's a very Tarantino-y movie in a good way. Like, I don't know who does it. I guess I could look it up.
You have the wealth of human knowledge. At your
I'm doing
fingertips.
it right now. Drew Goddard directed it, and he wrote it. And Drew Goddard, I don't know what else he did.
Also, live long and prosper, since he did Peace and Long Life.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
I think we're all on the same exact page, which is we don't know.
Yeah, it would either be great or it would be bad, I think. I don't think there'd be any other two ways it could be. Like,
here's a modern, right now, zeitgeist type question for you.
Oh, that means Space Ghost.
Like, I don't... What?
Actually, it means Time Ghost.
I don't think you're not like a big Batman guy, right?
Not like a huge Batman guy, but I loved the animated series.
Yeah, I love the animated series as well. That's very much where my Batman fandom is.
Yeah, that's where it started.
And
for
like
me,
I like a lot of the movies as well, but like you know that Robert Pattinson has been cast as the new Batman. What do you think about that?
Again, like I feel like it's like that Heath Ledger shit where like I remember when Heath Ledger was the Joker and people were like, what the fuck? And like it could be great, but I don't have any reason to think that it won't be great, but I also don't have any reason to think it will be good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like I don't know. I just don't fucking know.
For me, when it comes to the casting, it's like I wasn't really sure what everybody was so up in arms about, because it's like a pale, square-jawed, brooding white guy is cast as Bruce Wayne. That's wild.
Like, that's
crazy.
never happened before. They're gonna dye his hair dark. Wow, what's gonna? Yeah, right. Like
that's
I don't
crazy.
have anything. I mean, I think the problem, quote unquote, the made up problem that people are making up is that he was in Twilight, and Twilight sucks. So they're like, oh, the kid from Twilight's gonna be Batman.
Really, the only thing I know about him besides that he was in Twilight is that he hates Twilight.
Yeah, he, like, dude, when you watch those movies, you're like, this guy fucking hates this. Like
everyone, in every interview about the movies, they're like, oh, what's your motivation in this? And he's like, oh, I really wanted to get paid.
I liked being in 7 movies where they gave me lots of money. Yeah. Yeah.
I just, like, I don't know shit about the dude. I've never seen him in anything. Like, I've not watched the Twilight movies even to know what he's like in that. And maybe that's the difference between me and people that are, like, upset about it. Maybe they know...
I mean, you can't... I would say to not judge him off of those, because, like, nothing in those movies is good. Like, literally, there's no... the actors are bad because the story is horrible, right? Like, he's in that 9/11 movie. It's like not a 9/11 movie, but at the end it is. I forget the name
Wolf
of it.
35911.
Wolf 35911, the PTSD story, how I became in charge of this space station.
How I learned to let go of my wife and learn to love the station. Fucking, like, I don't know. It just reminds me of, like, I've been seeing a lot of people post these old, like, fandom newsletters and stuff where they had, like, 8,000 signatures to stop Michael Keaton from being Batman because he was a comedy actor.
Right, because it's Michael Keaton, right?
The thing is, actors can do other things. They're acting.
Most comedy actors can transition the other way, because drama, like, to be honest with you, drama's not that hard to do. Like, you can act sad. Like, it's not hard to be sad. There's, like, a great
quote from Red Letter Media. I think it's one of the best of the worst episodes with one of the movies with Robert Ginty in them.
Yeah.
And they say all you have to do is take a shot of his stupid fucking expressionless face because he can't act, and then do a shot of the dead body, and then cut back to his fucking face and play sad music.
Right.
And we as the audience know that this is sad, regardless of what he can't convey.
Right. Right. Drama's, like, way easier than comedy. Being funny is hard.
Yeah,
That's
I think
the hard
comedy
part.
is honestly, like, one of the hardest things
in the
world.
It's so hard. Like, it's so hard. That's why comedians are fucking insane and miserable.
Yeah.
Because it's
like,
so hard.
For Josh and I right now, doing this podcast, there's, like, an energy we're sending back and forth to each other. Like, we're setting each other up, we're knocking the jokes down.
Sexual energy.
Well, there's that too, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, I thought you were mainly... well, okay.
That's for later, baby.
Yeah.
But there's like a comedic repertoire that's happening that like a stand-up comedian does not have. They're sitting
Right.
alone in front of a screen that's blank, and they have to make comedy come out. And that, like, I've
Yeah.
done that.
That's crazy.
And that's fucking horrible.
It's terrifying. Yeah, it sucks. And even being funny in a movie, the conditions have to be right. Like, you have to be around funny people. That's why, like, comedy movies cast a bunch of funny people, because they hope they're going to capture some sort of chemistry, because that's all comedy really is like a chemistry thing. Drama, you can, I mean, God, like who are some dramatic, like fucking George Clooney.
There's a chemistry that needs to be involved.
Sure,
with
absolutely.
like romance and that type
Absolutely,
of stuff.
absolutely.
Like drama, probably not so much, but like
Yeah.
romance and like partnership and characters in general have to have some sort of
Yes.
like
Connection.
repertoire or
Right.
connection. Like
Right.
I always point out, what's the name of the movie with Eddie Murphy and fucking
Trading Places.
No, I love that movie, but Nick Nolte.
48 Hours.
48 Hours. They have no fucking chemistry
Yeah.
in that movie.
Yes, and that movie's not good. But then you go watch Beverly Hills and
Beverly Hills Cop. Yeah, one of my
And-
favorite fucking movies. I love
And
that
like
movie.
it's so fucking funny because those guys are all playing their characters against each other so well.
Like when he's around, like Judge Reinhold is playing like a spaz, and
Yeah.
when he's around Axel Foley, like Eddie Murphy, like they work absolutely
Right.
perfectly as a comedy duo.
It's a great duo, yeah. And the old guy is just the old straight man, and it works perfectly.
Yeah, the old curmudgeonly straight man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Beverly Hills Cop is fucking amazing.
I love that movie. Of course you like it because I love it.
Well, that's like somebody asked me like what I would cross over with RoboCop if I had a choice.
Beverly
and it would
Hills
be
Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh my god. Oh man. Oy.
Perfection. Mwah.
Dude, I love when he goes into what's his name? Gilbert Gottfried's office, and he's like talking about the tickets and shit.
Yeah.
And Gilbert Gottfried's like, "What if I had something in this hand and then it made these go?" Oh, you were like, "What? There was something over here." I love that.
Dude, I fucking love the part where like he's in the back of the truck and they open it up and he's like, "You guys don't have enough crates up in
Oh,
here."
dude, yeah, when he's in the cigarette truck
Yeah,
or whatever.
he's like,
Yeah.
"You guys are moving cigarettes across this place. I can't be having that. There's not enough in." Like he's trying to like talk
dude.
fast enough that they're just confused. And
He
he's
was-
spitting nonsense.
That's all him, just like improv. Like, dude, that dude was crazy funny. Like
He's
that dude
really.
Was so
I wonder
funny.
what the fuck happened to him.
I think he just got so rich, he just lost. Like, he just didn't want to do it
Yeah.
anymore. He was just like, I don't care anymore.
That's we call that the fucking Billy Madison syndrome.
Yeah, just don't have to try. So fuck it. Right?
Thanks for that email, Lieutenant Joe.
Yeah, that was a good one.
We got off topic there for a second.
That
but-
never happens ever. It sounded much meaner than I wanted it to.
Oh, our next email is from Henry Torbert,
Torbert.
and it is entitled "All by Myself."
Oh, he's gonna jerk off to this. Okay. I mean, what?
What? Anyway, dear Ensign Pennington and Ensign Henderson.
Sup?
Oh yeah, we're in the fiction. Okay.
Oh, right, that's us. Yes.
In our last apparently time-distorted communication, Ensign Pennington assured me that the correct course of action was to create a de-replicator. I have elected not to take this course of action as it too closely resembled what Americans of the 21st century might have called a gun. What are you, a bitch? As these had a conspicuous lack of a stun setting, I decided to press my luck with the old Vulcan neck pinch and managed to disable the force field emitters. With a neck pinch?
Wow. What?
Jesus, this dude's strong as hell.
That's crazy.
Where's the
technique.
neck on a force field emitter?
That's the trick. Where is the neck on it?
However, once I got out, I found the entire starbase deserted. It seems
It was covered in ice cream?
Oh my god, we had a
Oh.
similar situation like that.
Yeah, we deserted our cargo bay. It was delicious.
Oh man.
We put dessert in it. Ice cream.
It's all gone now, thanks to fucking Drag.
I'm sorry.
Oh god, he's here!
I'm leaving now. Bye. Bye, Drac.
Goodbye, Captain Drac.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, jeez.
Tapon's here. What the fuck?
It's like a clip episode. Shit.
Hey, remember that time that Tapon said that wise thing?
Let's all think.
Live long and prosper.
That was a great time.
I remember that. Anyway, it seems, according to its sensor logs, that Starfleet has reassigned all its personnel to various duties dealing with the destruction of Romulus, which you two seem to really gloss over in your last response, but I'll let that slide. Who gives a fuck about Romulus? I don't know anybody there.
I don't know them people.
On top of that, the comm dish is stuck pointed at your time distortion.
What?
We got a time distortion?
Is that a double entendre? Are you talking about my butthole?
That's my favorite time distortion, Josh.
Yeah.
Anyway, since I'm looking at 6 months at impulse power to reach an inhabited system, I was wondering. I've noticed a lot of historical parallels in the old Hollow recordings I've watched. For instance, much of Deep Space Nine's Cardassian occupation is a direct parallel to the Second World War and the Holocaust. The drumhead, as Ensign Cole mentioned, is a look back at McCarthyism. The Romulans' unwillingness to fire the first shot is very Roman-like.
Yep.
And one might say the end of DS9's recordings are Cardassia being forced to rebuild and change after devastating atrocities.
Yep.
Like, say, both major Axis powers.
Yep. Also
My
the
question
Holocaust.
My question is, what historical period or event would you like to see used as inspiration for other recordings in the future? All the best, Chief Petty Officer Henry Torbert, Commander Starbase Tchaikovsky, formerly Starbase 54.
Good thing they named it something interesting. Starbase 54 sucks.
Starbase 54 is like
Car 54.
it was like Studio 54.
Oh, it was
just
like a disco Starbase. Wow, cocaine, catch yourself white, shit.
Dude, the white flows from that place in both ways, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh god.
So what historical period or event would you like to see as inspiration for other recordings in the future?
I want to say one I wouldn't like to see, and that's this one, because I'm living through it and it's terrible.
I don't know, having like your sci-fi be parallel to the world you're living in now is always good in my book.
Give me a couple of years. Give me like a month.
Just go to the Gul Dukat Twitter. That's just the Star Trek.
That's just, yeah, right. Exactly. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
I gotta tell you, what I would really love to see is like the War of Troy, like Helen of Troy and everything.
Yeah, not Deanna Troy.
Not Deanna Troy.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, no. I think the Odyssey would make a great Star Trek thing, but that's not like a historical period.
It's kind of Voyager, but also Voyager's bad.
Yeah,
so
that's
redo
it's
it.
not a historical period.
No,
I'll tell you what.
That's fine. I think it. I mean, the Troy story is real. It's a real that's a real place.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I would love like the War of Troy to be.
Yeah. That'd be great. I would love that. I was thinking I'm gonna get a little Ensign Kevin. I'm gonna channel some Ensign Kevin here.
Bring it on.
And you said Studio 54. I want us to see a slice of life Star Trek show.
So Ensign Kevin.
So Ensign Kevin, right? On Ryza, and it's just like a fuck fest.
That's called pornography, Josh.
Yeah.
Just, I'll tell you what, go to www.xvideos.com.
Hold on. What is it?
xvideos.com.
Oh, it comes up already. Weird.
How did it comes up
how
already?
Did it know?
Program.
How did it know?
Every video in that is set on Ryza. It's all Ryza.
Well, then we're done. No, I don't. God, I don't know historically. Like, which like periods of history do I like a lot, and how? Like, it's a big question because how would it relate? How would it translate? Right? Like World War II works because there were planes and technology, right? Like, so you could just retrofit those into Star Trek. Like, planes are now ships and whatever. Guns are guns.
Thinking a really good way to tackle this is like I was just thinking like a samurai period would be very interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the feudal states period.
Yeah.
And then I realized the perfect way to tackle that is have a planet that's very feudal states period.
Right.
And have technology like accidentally fall into their hands that's the equivalent
Right.
of like you use it as the equivalent of the guns that Westerners brought over to Japan that changed the face of the country.
Yeah.
You could use like a really great metaphor that way.
Yeah, and it could be like a prime directive problem. Maybe it's like hundreds of years later though, but they're still like, well, like Starfleet shows up and they're like, you guys shouldn't have this stuff. Like, but now you do. So how do we deal with that?
Fucking Wesley Crusher like farts out a window by accident and like fucking he trips over his own shit that fell out of his ass and like a bunch of phasers fall out the window and land in their hands.
Oh, guns! We have guns now. Just shooting phasers in the air. Dude, this is tough.
I'd love an outlaw planet, like the Federation find a planet, like a star base or something that they didn't know existed.
Yeah, it's kind of like Paradise City or whatever.
Yeah,
but
like
better,
that, like
but
Wild West.
Yeah,
like a Wild West of like pirates and smugglers. Because I mean, you meet a space pirate in TNG, and you meet like Cassidy. I can't really fucking spoil that, but there's a smuggler. And DS9.
I think that one's okay. I think that's okay. Well,
there's a smuggler in DS9, and like there's definitely like, and of course there's like the Orion Syndicate, and
where like
so
what's
there's definitely
going on
like a seedy underbelly of space.
Yeah, you get a little bit of it with that O'Brien episode, but yeah.
Oh yeah, that's much more like mobster. Like
all right, I got one.
Oh yeah,
and I think you'll love it. This is my ode to Jeff. I would love a like a Starfleet intelligence show.
Oh yeah.
But it's a noir and it deals with all that stuff.
Oh fuck yeah. Dude, I'd love it.
Like they wear like future-y noir clothes and hats and shit. Like that would be awesome.
Like maybe that's just like the style on the planet.
Yeah,
it's like very like neo-noir,
yes,
like a cyberpunky noir.
Like Looper, how they wear those suits but they're in the future. Like that would be cool. But there's Starfleet intelligence, and there's like, you know, like a woman and a guy. You could team them up. They're partners or whatever, or maybe one of them's an alien or something. Like who knows, like an Andorian or some shit. And then
that would be great. Like an Andorian, like he's just constantly like holding back his anger.
Yeah, because he's a noir guy. Yeah, like he's real grizzled because he's an Andorian, right?
Yeah,
like they're just angry.
Like maybe like the lady was sent from Starfleet intelligence to like team up with him because like he's this close to being discharged.
Right. It's also like an X-Files. It's the fucking X-Files. Yeah. Yeah. That would be awesome.
Perfect. Dude, that's like the perfect show for me. You already got it.
There you go.
But like it would be great if like Starfleet had like I guess it's like DS90 in a way if like Starfleet has a presence on this world that's like owned by the Orion Syndicate. And this is like the first time Starfleet has been allowed into this world.
Yeah, because I always thought that the syndicates were like you have to not so much like around Klingons because they don't really care so much about crime, but like unless you're fucking the Klingons over. But in the Federation, like it's so hard to get away with crimes, right? Like everything's so not criminally there.
Yeah, well, there's definitely like it's implied in the O'Brien episode that like the Federation knows about the Orion Syndicate's doings, but like it's so entrenched in the societies that there's nothing they can really do about it.
It's like the mob. It's exactly like the mob. Like that's why people don't do anything about the mob because they're like, well, how are we gonna do this? Like it's so pervasive, right?
There's a story by Raymond Chandler, and
Chandler Bong.
No, Raymond Chandler like is like one of the godfathers of noir, and detective storytelling. But there's this story where this unnamed operative for a detective company is sent into a corrupt town where the mayor is in the mob's pocket and everything, and he basically turns everyone against each other,
right,
in order to create this like unsustainable situation where they all end up killing each other.
It's like Yojimbo, yeah. That's kind of how it works, yeah. That's awesome.
I would love for the Federation to basically, like, send someone in to clean the place up.
Right. Like,
and the
sometimes you have
only
to
way
spill-
he can is to create
Yeah.
these connections and stuff between peoples,
Right.
and to like create an unsustainable situation.
that'd be great.
That
Go
would
in
be
there,
another Starfleet intelligence
chaos.
series.
Oh man, that'd be great.
People would dig that too, because it would be like a seedy, dark show.
Right,
You'd still have like the cool, like Starfleet level of things, where like you have the real, like Starfleet hero at the center of it.
Yeah, you could have both of them if there's two of them, or if there's one. Like, that's the struggle, like, of being undercover, and it's double that, because now you're a Starfleet operative, and like the Federation does not do this stuff, right? Like, they don't go and do this stuff. So how do they
that was
deal
my favorite part about the story, is that like everybody already knows this guy's a detective,
Right.
and so they like don't trust him, but they don't trust each other more.
Right.
So they start to slowly believe the lies he's feeding them.
It's so that sounds awesome.
So like I think like the guy or girl who's the Starfleet officer gets like invited by the Orion Syndicate. Like they invite Starfleet to open like a small like office
Right.
on their planet or on their space station. It's like, you know, if you allow us to go through this quadrant or whatever, we'll allow you to have like a station here.
They turn
to monitor
informant.
to make sure we're not.
They turn informant. That's exactly what they're doing, right? They're like,
Yeah.
hey, we'll talk to you, but like, who's playing who? Oh, it's so good.
I would love that.
It's
That would
so
be
good.
a great show.
Oh god, it was, and you shoot it like muted, like
Oh yeah,
it's all like not black and white, but it's like very not bright.
it's like
right?
a sepia tone type.
Yeah,
of tone over
kind of like
everything.
Saving Private Ryan, but
Yeah.
not as sepia, a little more gray, I would say. Ah,
That'd be great.
I love this show. Let's make it.
Let's make this show starring me as every character.
Well, we don't have any money, so yep.
Jeff Pennington as every character.
Jeff's name. Jeff in
So,
a wig.
I'll play the female characters too. I'm
Yeah.
very pretty.
Yeah.
Our last email of the night. Who do you think it's from?
I
Josh?
know it because he told me on the Discord today.
Okay.
Rich Masters.
It is the master of the written word, Rich Masters.
That's why they named him that.
And for some reason, he entitled the email Josh. It's fizzy drinks, okay?
Oh, we were talking. So this is what you get when you sign up for the Discord. You can talk to me.
Yeah.
And
Josh
each
shows
other.
up every now and then. He's a good talking to guy.
So today because Rich is from England.
Yeah, England.
England, I think is pronounced. And they were talking about soda, but they were calling it pop, which is weird. Which is probably what you call it, right?
People in West Virginia call it that, but I call it soda.
So, okay, good. You're normal. Okay. And then in England, I was like, what do you guys call it? Fizzy lifting drink? And like I made him making a joke that I thought was really funny because of fucking that movie and Charlie Chaplin. And then he was like, no, it's just fizzy. And I was like, wait, this is fucking real?
Well, that's like I always make fun of the England, like people from England in the Discord. I'm like, you guys don't have guns over there. You have Rudy Tooty point and shooty.
Yeah, yeah, right. Well, I was like kidding, and then he was like, yeah, the soda aisle is called the fizzy drinks aisle in the supermarket, and I was like, you guys are fucking ridiculous. No wonder you lost your empire.
Oh damn, that's cold.
Fucking fizzy drink aisle. Get fucking real.
We should definitely get into this because this dude has written War and Peace. So, I appreciate it, though. I do love it. But we are about at the hour mark here, so if you don't want to hear the coolest fucking thing ever, you can turn it off, I guess. But if you want to be like a fucking cool dude, you can listen and have a great time.
Yeah, don't be not a cool dude.
Specifically, don't send Rich an email asking him not to send these in, you fucking idiot.
Who fucking did that?
Some fucker using a burner email did it.
Who
Coward.
was it? I'll find out.
Once Josh finds out, you're dead. You're fucking dead.
That's what the first episode of the Noir is going to be about. Who wrote this email? There I was, looking at my porn, when an email popped up.
We better get into this shit. Beloved boys of Trek, most pleasant of evenings to you.
Oh, God, so British.
Okay, so I'll admit I was just going to let Hawk float away without getting him any sort of an episode. But
Yes.
on reading some of the write-ups of some of the Hawk-centric Star Trek articles on Memory Beta, they can't even agree on a first name for him, Neil or Sean.
Is his real name Neil? I think the actor's name is Neil.
Oh, I don't remember the actor's name.
Fuck, he's in Band of Brothers.
He's 90s man, for sure.
He's a great actor.
Yeah. Here's some horror for you, though. Apparently, one story states that he floated off into space, he ranged too far from the collective, and regained his individuality only to die alone.
Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah, his real name's Neil McDonough. So
I would say his name is probably Sean Hawk, then.
they're just trying to make him Irish.
So, with this sadness in mind, I felt compelled to write him an episode.
I hope he doesn't really die like that.
God, that's true horror.
It's like Space Odyssey, but like a nightmare, even more than it is in that song.
Star Trek TNG Season 8, Episode 21. Has he sent 21 of these emails?
I am assuming.
Jesus.
I don't know.
It doesn't seem like that many. I guess because I
doesn't.
like him so much.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Hawk is sitting in 10 forward eating breakfast while Guinan and Troy watch him from the bar. Troy asks her friend if he always does this. He's in here every morning at 5 a.m., Guinan confirms.
Good
he
Lord.
runs 5 miles, he comes in and has a black coffee and scrambled eggs, and every morning he sits alone.
This dude's boring as shit.
Obviously disturbed, Troy asks if Guinan has ever seen him eat or drink, or even have a conversation with anyone.
Naked.
At Troy's question, Guinan smiles and says that she doesn't have to be a mind reader to know that Troy is disturbed by that. Deanna confirms it. He's been on the ship for nearly a year now. Everyone else on the ship has friends. Why not Hawk? Because he's fucking boring.
He runs 5 miles. You know how long it takes to run 5 miles? Let's say you run 8-minute miles. 8 times 5. 32 minutes. Wait, what is 8 times 5? 40 minutes.
Wow, that was... Anyway, Guinan tells her if she wants to change that, she could go and join him, and with a nod, she does. She sits down to an uncomfortable-looking Hawk who asks if she's here in some professional capacity. When the counselor says she just wanted to share breakfast with him, he asks her why. Troy changes the subject and asks what he did before he was on the Enterprise E. He lists a few commissions, then says that before that, he served on Setlik 3.
Oh, no.
The admission sparks a flash of memory in Hawk of a lieutenant dead in his arms. Troy is abashed and says that she knew another man who served on Setlik 3.
Who was also
Hawk-
weirdly Irish.
He's not weirdly Irish, he's just Irish.
He's like an Irish clown. I guess that's all Irish people. It's okay, I can say it.
We are both Irish,
It's
but
fine. Our people are a joke.
we are also both clowns, so it's fine. Was that the clown theme?
Yeah, from The Simpsons.
Oh. Hawk knows the chief, says he didn't care much for him and his battle songs.
What?
Luckily for them both, Riker calls Hawk to holodeck 2 immediately. Hawk excuses himself, leaving Troy to shrug her shoulders at Guinan.
I love that.
Sucks.
He does now, but maybe we'll get to know him.
I doubt it. How will this great story that Rich read make me like this idiot? I doubt it.
Damn.
At the holodeck, Riker is waiting angrily outside alongside Captain Picard, who seems amused by his first officer's frustration. Will, best friend of Rich Masters, admits he doesn't want to have to go through another Barclay episode, especially with someone who got a promotion on his referral. Jean-Luc tells him not to worry. Rich Masters' other best friend, Jean-Luc. He's sure there's a reasonable explanation for this. There better be, replies Riker.
Damn, dude.
Hawk arrives, and the commander points to a control panel and demands to know what the hell Hawk is playing at. The 3 men enter the holodeck to find an exact replica of the USS Enterprise E.
What? Like a model?
Nah, like a holodeck simulation.
I mean, yes, I know that. But like a model size of it?
including the main crew. Lieutenant Hawk doesn't see the problem. It's a training program designed to randomly select one member as a villainous shapeshifter posing as a crewmate in order to see how quickly they could capture him.
Oh, I get it. Hawk's insane.
Will says he isn't completely comfortable with the idea of interrogating his own friends, even holograms, but Hawk says he knows the program might be controversial and could encode it so that only the bridge crew can access it. This dude's a doomsday prepper.
Hawk is hiding fucking jars of scrambled eggs and black coffee in his room, along with his own urine and feces. Better save this urine, you never know.
What are you keeping the feces for? I don't know.
You never know.
This discussion is cut short as the ship is violently rocked by phaser fire, nearly knocking the men off their feet. Red alert sounds and Riker and Picard rush to the bridge, ordering Hawk to secure the program. Unbeknownst to Hawk, the panel glitches and blinks, and the safety protocols are completely disengaged.
Oh, we're gonna get a holodeck episode!
Title, Antonym.
That means, an ant poem.
Dude, I'd love to read an ant poem, but I guess I'd have to get like a magnifying glass.
Dude,
I
was just gonna say that. Damn.
2 Cardassian warships are attacking the Enterprise, and the ship is down to 30% fire. The captain orders fire concentrated on the lead ship and suggests they focus on the ventral ports, as the older warships were weaker there.
Yeah, blow it up.
After the ships are both disabled, fan favorite recurring Cardassian Gul Evek. Don't remember him? Don't worry, neither did I. I had to Google him.
Is that the Ducat with the handlebar mustache?
I hope so. I'd love for that actor to come back.
Devek? I don't even...
Gul Evek. E-V-E-K.
Evek.
Hails the Enterprise and offers a begrudging surrender.
Yeah, he's a dickhole.
The captain takes it and asks Riker to send a communique to the USS Malinche? I think it's Malinche. The USS Malinche to back them up. Riker hits a button on a panel and torpedoes fire towards the ships, destroying them both.
Dude.
Oh no, not fan favorite recurring Cardassian Gul Evek.
Bye, fan favorite recurring Cardassian Gul Evek.
Picard demands to know who fired the torpedoes, and no one can pinpoint the problem, until Geordi asks why command functions have been rerouted away from the bridge.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
The bridge crew on the holodeck.
Holy fuck, and they're all shapeshifters.
No!
In engineering, Data and Geordi diagnosed the problem. The computer somehow mistook the holodeck Enterprise for the real one and temporarily allowed the holo crew to take over.
Oh my god, this is
They
not
can't turn the program off, and it's worse. Emergency bulkheads were lowered all over the ship, meaning that the only people who can get into the holodecks and fix it are people on that deck.
This is great. I love when they're stuck in the ship like this. It's like
so good.
It's like my favorite Star Trek movie that isn't a Star Trek movie, The Hunt for Red October.
That's pretty much Star Trek.
It's like
Star Trek underwater.
It's basically a Star Trek movie. Like, it is.
Picard orders Lieutenant Hawk, the only bridge crew officer on the deck, to find out what's going on in the holodeck and try to retain control.
I'm in here, sir, jerking off. I'll get back to you in 3 to 5 minutes.
3 to 5?
He types in www.xnxx.
Hawk insists he can do it alone, but Picard tells him it's too dangerous and he'll need at least another security officer running point and an engineer, preferably someone with holodeck experience. Luckily, there's one on this deck. Reginald Barclay doesn't want to go on the holodeck.
No.
He's been clean and sober for a good 9 months now. Fucking Barclay's here!
We thought he was just a joke setup, and then he comes into the fray!
Barclay is my favorite, and I'm psyched he's here.
Oh my god.
The situation isn't helped by the fact that Hawk doesn't want or need anyone to look after. He tells Reg not to be scared, that he is someone on an earpiece running point, a security officer called Callie Breton. Reg says he doesn't know her, but Hawk explains she came aboard the same time as he did. In engineering, Geordi has managed to secure fragments of footage from the hologrammatic crew, and the holograms think they're the real deal.
Damn.
Callie instructs Hawk to change their phasers to high band frequency to disrupt photons.
Oh,
Smart.
This is so smart, because, like, Rich, this is really good. Because, like, it makes there outside consequences for the holodeck, which there usually never are. Right? Usually someone's just stuck in there, but like the crew on the holodeck think they're real, so they're gonna do real things outside. It's great. Good work.
You don't normally get that shit unless it's enemies of Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, this is Moriarty thinking he's outside of the holodeck.
Callie and Hawk and Callie have a really old flirty friend relationship that's really sweet.
They fingered each other.
Each other?
Yes.
Man, that's a really open relationship.
He's very experimental in the bedroom.
Oh, cool. Good job, Hawk.
I'll stop whispering now.
I almost got a half chub on. Keep going.
I'm done.
Hawk gets Geordi to site transport Reg and himself to an empty part of the ship so as not to arouse suspicion. Geordi chooses 10 forward, but warns him that they'll have to stay stealthy and get to the bridge in order to purge the command codes so the real bridge can take them back.
Okay.
The pair arrive in 10 forward, only to be confronted by Guinan. At first she is charming, and then she draws a weapon on Hawk and nearly kills him before Reg shoots her in the back.
What the fuck, Reg? I guess
I never really liked her, Reg admits.
What?
Too nosy.
Too nosy.
Hawk smiles. Maybe we're gonna get along after all, he says. God, they fucking hate Guinan.
What the fuck just happened?
I love Guinan. What are you doing?
Oh no.
It turns out that both Hawk and Reg are psychopaths.
Damn, maybe they're both Oh no, what if they're both holograms? Alright. We'll see.
The men move through the ship to engineering so that they can run a diagnostic to find out why Guinan attacked them. Reg explains that the holo program has replicated the Enterprise completely, so even the holo sensors will be able to run diagnostics on the crew. Mm-hmm. The scan reveals that it wasn't Guinan, but a shapeshifter.
Damn.
Hawk tells Reg about the program and says that at least it means they've luckily found the infiltrator. Reg gives his partner a look. It looks like the power surge has made some alterations to the program. Anyone could be a shapeshifter now, with all of their strength but none of their weaknesses.
Even me.
Even me. And then he punches him. No. Just then, Geordi arrives and attacks them, and Callie tells Hawk to look for the warp coolant pipe. He shoots it, and the emission blasts Geordi to death, just like the Borg Queen.
Wow,
foreshadowing Hawk.
Geordi's liquid now. He got liquefied.
Fuck. This is just like, if you hate the crew of the TNG Enterprise, this is your episode.
Yeah.
Though he hates to suggest it, Reg thinks they should split up. Him going to the computer core and Hawk going to the bridge. Fucking Reg is like, you go that way. I'm going home.
I picture him being like, like he's stuttering because he can't, and he's like real nervous. Yeah.
Once Hawk can unlock the command codes, Reg can purge them and shut down the holodeck. Callie warns Hawk that this is a really bad idea, and Hawk relays to Reg. Barclay says, I don't want to, believe me. I've seen a lot of old horror movies. Hawk confides that he likes horror movies too, but agrees they don't have any choice.
They're becoming best friends.
Hawk travels to the bridge, which is weirdly empty. After he unlocks the command codes, Riker, Troy, and Data confront him. Riker tells Hawk that he's read his service record and knows what he did at Setlik 3. How he should never have recommended him for promotion, and how he has diminished the Enterprise crew.
Whoa.
Callie tells Hawk not to listen, to focus and remember his training.
What did he do?
Meanwhile, Barclay makes his way past security to the computer core and is starting to purge the system when he's hit from behind.
Yeah.
No, Barclay!
Who is it?
Hawk taps into environmental and activates a strobing of the lights, which disrupts the holograms long enough to get away.
Also makes it look cool.
It makes all the kids at home have seizures, and then they have to pull this episode. That plays while this is happening.
Sandstorm plays.
In the turbo lift, Hawk calls Reg but can't get through. Stealthing his way into the computer core like a boss, Hawk is ready for anything except seeing Holo Picard holding Reg hostage.
What?
Hawk asks Callie for help, and the woman on the end of the line tells him he needs to believe in himself for a change. Hawk tries to talk the captain down with reason, and because Picard is Picard, whatever form he's in, Picard sees sense, understands that he's a hologram, and lets Reg go.
What?
Way to go, Hawk. How the fuck do you talk somebody into believing they're a hologram?
Oh my god.
I'd like to read that dialogue if you got time.
Yeah.
With this accomplished, the holodeck is shut down, and Hawk takes the earpiece out and drops it to the floor. As he leaves, Reg picks the earpiece up, wanting to thank Callie, but all he hears is static.
She was a hologram.
Hawk arrives in Troy's office and sits down on her couch. He's not happy to be there, and Troy asks if he needs an appointment.
Oh god, wait. I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. He breaks down and confides that he hasn't let himself connect with anyone since Setlick 3, when he lost an entire team, including a fellow cadet named Callie Brett.
Yep.
Later, Hawk enters 10 Forward under the watchful eye of Guinan. He spies Reg drinking alone and takes a seat alongside him, patting him on the shoulder. Guinan smiles to herself.
Now you're my new best friend.
My new best friend.
Are you into
Reg
holodeck
Barkley.
fucking? I sure am, Reg.
Are you into fucking your co-workers? Oh boy, am I!
I love that. I love that he actually like is kind of broken. Like he's fucked up.
Yeah,
Like
it makes him more interesting as a character for sure.
Yeah. Nah, that was cool.
He's literally insane.
Yeah.
He hears Callie in an earpiece that's not picking anything up.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like he should probably take a few days off because that's like a serious mental problem that he's gonna have to deal with.
What do you think of that episode, Josh?
I liked it a lot. I think him and Reg being friends is super good. It's odd couple as fuck, and I love it.
Absolutely love it. Like, fucking right from the moment when they both said they love horror movies, I was like, this is adorable.
Yeah.
I want them to be best friends forever.
Yeah, well, it won't be forever.
Until
but-
somebody flies off into space and dies. I'm not sure who yet, but...
Well, Reg is on the surface, inventing warp drive.
He's down on the surface inventing warp drive.
Out of a still. Out of a fucking gin still.
Making Zephram Cochrane really, really uncomfortable.
No, that was good.
Oh, go ahead.
That was good.
This is like, I don't know, just seeing Barkley is like really, like, it's affecting my score of this, because it's like really great, but like having Barkley in it has put it over the top.
Yeah, yeah.
I love that guy.
I like how Barkley gets like his day. I mean, Barkley gets his day sometimes, like, but he's always, not always, but typically when he's like winning in an episode, he's doing it like very nervously, and he's like, oh god, like not self-confidently. I think this is cool that he's like, I mean, he's still like that, but
He's still like the sidekick.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it's just great to have him in an episode doing well.
yeah, I like seeing him succeed.
He finishes out the email by saying, "Oh, you boys, 4 left now.
Oh god.
We're gonna have to have some conversations soon about what I should do next. There have been some suggestions,
don't know.
all of which slightly terrify me.
Welcome to my life.
Anyway,
I wake up every morning and I'm like, uh-oh, I'm alive.
damn, maybe you should go see Troy.
What's that, Callie? Oh, shit. Now you know my secret.
Oh no, it turns out he was Hawk the whole time.
It's me, Lieutenant Hawk.
That's exactly what he sounded like, played by John Travolta famously.
Oh no. What am I gonna do?
Mr. Cartel,
Oh, shit.
Captain Cartel. Anyway, love you guys. Probably slightly less than Brandon Braga likes giant lady parts, but I think
Yeah.
that's probably for the best.
I mean, is it less than that, though?
Signed, Rich, Chief Ship Designer for the Borg. And I'm done. Easiest assignment ever.
you just roll a dice and done.
Fucking amazing. Like, I'll tell you, Rich, I feel like you deserve a better venue for these episodes
I was
to be
saying-
like, heard in.
I agree with that. I was saying, like, I wish he would just write the new shows. Like, he should just write. I really want this I want this season 8 to be real. Like, I love it. Like, I'm in love with it.
I would absolutely love to see this level of competence in understanding characters and writing and knowing what Star Trek really is
Yeah.
applied to Discovery. Like, if they would bring
Yeah.
Rich Masters on board,
I said
would
Picard.
immediately be on board for it.
I said Picard. He should write Picard.
Oh yeah, he should definitely write Picard.
Because I'm done. I don't think Discovery deserves Rich. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, it would be straight up like TNG though. Or it would be like DS9 really, where like season 3 suddenly becomes like 1,000,000,000 times better than anything that happened before.
I'm gonna get producery though and say like Rich is obviously very good at writing these characters, and Picard is the only character like in Picard that we know is coming back. And not that I don't think Rich could do it, but I wouldn't want to give him the work to have to make the Discovery characters good, because that's
true.
That's like a prison sentence.
I can't think of any of the Discovery characters. I've watched 2 seasons.
There's the one who's a cow.
There's Frieza.
Oh, Frieza is in it. Yeah.
Well, there's Michael Burnham. There's Saru.
He's the cow, right?
Yeah,
They're like cattle.
There's evil Captain Giorgio from the Mirror Universe.
She's around still, I guess, right? Because
there's Stamets.
Stamets, yeah.
Tilly.
Yeah, Tilly.
And then that's it. And I think there's like 8 other characters.
The shitty part about Stamets, Tilly, I guess that's about it. Is like they're great, like starting points for characters, but they're trapped in a shitty show. Like,
yeah, therein lies the problem.
Like Stamets is like a Bones, but he's just like modern sassy. Like he's just real like over it, right?
He's like a Bones who's like he's grouchy, but it's more like that sort of like I'm smarter than everybody in the room, and I'm tired of waiting for them to catch up.
He's like a millennial, like he's like he's like Gen X, the actor, but he's like a millennial, right? Like he's like I don't have time for this. Like, yeah. I love it. It's cool.
Like Rich, I think Rich has that golden touch. I know it would be tough, but I feel like he's got the ability to like bring anything else.
I agree. Level. I just wouldn't want to be the one to tell him he got hired to that show.
I'll do it.
Because
you're damned forever, Rich Masters.
He's got to go live in Canada where they shoot the show, which is going to be a hard transition from England, which is just like other Canada.
Original Canada. Dude. Like, it's weird that we have, like, famous fans.
We do?
Like, fans that are, like, really a big part of the show to the point where, like, they're just as big a part as we are.
No, they're better than us, I'll say.
Yeah.
Because I don't care about us. No offense, Jeff. I mean, I love you, but...
Yeah, fuck us, I guess. But,
Who cares?
It's like Rich Masters, Boston Sean...
Yeah.
Like
Poppy,
I feel like Asterios is going to be a big part with this new.
It's like we have a ship, a crew to our ship.
Which one of us is the captain?
I'm the captain now.
I'm the captain.
I'm the captain.
We just sit on the bridge of the ship and say that at each other all day, every day.
Oh god, they're stuck in a loop.
This has been going on for like I don't know 100 million light years. It just won't stop.
And then I'm turning into
I'm the captain.
I'm turning into a catfish person. I'm the captain. I'm the catfish now. And then we fucking have a baby.
And people are like, how does that work? And well, this species can have babies between 2 males.
Yeah, why not?
They're like, oh shit, let's write that in the science log, and then we learn. And then we fry up them catfish babies when we turn back to normal.
Oh, man. Don't invite Commander Tucker. He loves fried catfish.
Of course he does. He's fucking Southern stereotypes. He loves every Southern.
Do you know how many fried catfishes I've had to delete in my inventory in Star Trek Online just because that asshole in the show likes fried catfish?
I like how Star Trek Online works on this character said this one time. It's in the game.
It's kind of cool because like it's just like a thing you pick up. Like it's not like it's just like a trash, right? They're just like here's fried catfish. You can eat it if you want. I don't know.
It's fun.
I like it.
We're at like an hour and a half on this baby, so I think it's probably the best time now to call it quits.
This is usually when I go poop.
Yeah, it's late at night, so it's hot, so it's time to call it quits.
Oh, I gotta go to Wawa.
I would like to thank everybody who wrote in today and everyone who listens with a very special thank you to Rich Masters for giving us an incredible TNG Season 8. I can't believe we're only 4 episodes
I don't
want to
think about it ending, so I'm gonna pretend it's never gonna end, just like I do with my mortality.
Ooh. People have pointed out that DS9 Season 8 would be good.
Oh no! Does that terrify him though? That's tough.
It does terrify him. I would put forth Enterprise Season 5.
Oh,
would be good.
that would be great.
But we'll see. We'll see where Rich goes with it. He's not contractually required to send us anything if he doesn't want. But he should, and you should too, send it over to mclassemail@gmail.com.
Do it!
You can follow us on Twitter at mclasspodcast if you want to know what the next collection's going to be, because who the fuck knows right now when we're recording this?
I have no idea. I don't know. Satan's 2.
I might just pick one, honestly.
I hope it's Satan's 2.
You figure out more episodes and we'll do Satan's.
Hell yeah!
That's not gonna happen, folks. There's no more. Trust me, I scoured for fucking those episodes. We did fucking Devil in the Dark, even though it's about a pizza. Just because it has devil in the name.
I forgot about the pizzas.
Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you in 1 week with more M-Class goodness.
Bye, nerds.
Bye, Trek bigots.